Good morning, sunshine. We have so much to do today. We just got to San Cristobal yesterday and we have a major game plan to execute today because we got the hotel for 2 nights and that means that we only have 1 day to find an apartment here in San Cristobal de las Casas. Now I did get the ball rolling before I came. First thing I do before I go to any location is look at Airbnb.
This will help you find the different style homes that are available in the area, and for me to see if what I needed was even available. We really wanted a 3-bedroom, would have settled for 2, and then we really needed something that we felt at home in. This happened to be our favorite one and what we started guiding ourselves by. We loved the color scheme, the fact that it had a fireplace, and that it had 3 bedrooms. And that the pricing was fairly reasonable.
Now, as I travel, it's important for me to use whatever's available locally instead of using Airbnb, which is an American company. So in looking for what my alternative was, somebody told me to use Facebook Marketplace.
So although not really customer friendly, Facebook Marketplace did help me narrow down what was available in the area.
In looking through Facebook Marketplace, I realized that it's not user friendly as far as renting a space goes. But I didn't know how to really find out a lot of information about each property or how to acquire it. Luckily, I found a real estate agent connected to one of the listings that I kind of liked.
Found one that I kind of liked. I saw it had 2 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. I saw the pricing, and then I looked for who listed it. This one is powered by Inmuebles. That is a local real estate company here in San Cristobal de las Casas.
Of course, then I did a little background research to make sure she was legit, and then we ended up reaching out to her and told her our scenario.
So the particular one that I found that I went by had an actual person that worked for this particular company. So I just clicked on their profile and looked at all their stuff to see if it was something I was interested in, and then I contacted them through Messenger.
So our scenario is pretty simple. It's just that we want to try to use whatever's locally available, and short-term, tourist visa, and we needed a place that was fully furnished. I simply asked her if she knew of places that would rent to somebody like me. She said that she would ask around and see what she could find. She also explained that everyone here has a little bit of a different standard of what they require to rent you a space. So it would really depend on the combination of the owner of the place that I liked and what I had to offer. Apparently there isn't one specific standard that every single renter goes by to acquire tenants. So by the time that she sent me the listings, she had already called them and figured out whether they would rent to somebody in my situation.
Eventually we moved on to WhatsApp, and I sent her the listings that I was interested in, and she sent me some back.
This is one of the properties we're going to be looking at today. She sent me pictures of the home while it still had people living within it, but we are going to take a look at it today completely empty and ready to go for us if we choose to take it. The listings she sent me also had full details of all the things that the place had and what it included, like Wi-Fi, water, electricity, house cleaning, etc. So my real estate agent said that as soon as I got into town to just give her a call, because it only took her an hour or so to book the appointment for us to see the places. So what I did this morning is I got up extra early, and using the listings that she had given me, I went to the areas of town that the listings were in, just so I can get to know the area. And I had a better idea of what I wanted, because we're brand new to this town. We only walked for a little bit yesterday, and I wanted to make sure that I picked an area that I liked before choosing a place. So I may or may not have gotten lost looking for these places. So the streets here are mostly named. I haven't seen any that are numbered. So as I was looking for these places, I got a little displaced and had to ask to be able to find what I was looking for. But I did get to know the general areas, at least in surface value. As soon as I was done, I called my real estate agent so she could book the appointments, and she really did book them like right away. And there was one place that I happened to walk by that I saw a number on the wall and said available, and I booked that one to see in between the two that the real estate agent booked for us. Also, to help me make sense of the addresses, I found a map of the many barrios that they have here. The barrios are quite small. They only consist of a couple of blocks, but they're used for the address. So within the address, I'll say what barrio the house is in. So I found this map to be very, very helpful to kind of like get around the city on my first day. All right, so let's go get the girls and get our day started. So what did you guys think of that first one? What do you think of the first apartment versus the second apartment?
Well, I like the first one because the walls remind me of my grandma's house. The garden is super nice and it's very cool inside. The second one, there was a dog there.
The second one had a dog?
Yeah, a little pit bull.
Oh, we're totally skipping that one.
We are?
I didn't even record it.
Okay. Well, then the second one had a nice outside driveway thing. I like the stone. It had 3 beds and 2 bathrooms. But I liked the design of the first one more than the second one.
How about you, Kira?
I like the first one a lot. Did not like the fact that it didn't have AC, but I don't really think any of them have AC.
No.
I really like the garden of the first one. It was like really pretty.
Comparison. What did you think of the first one versus?
I like the second one. I just like the first one more. I did like the fact that the second one had 3 beds, so then we did get our own bed. But
What about the chimney?
I don't care for a chimney. I think it's gonna be too hot to use a chimney at any point. Oh, I also wasn't a fan of the coral accents that the second one had. I didn't like the coral paint around the beds for like framing them.
Yeah, I would definitely change that color too.
Yeah.
So we're back at the hotel, and I asked her for a little bit of time to think about it because I'm kind of torn. And I know both the girls like the first one better. For me, the first one is 13,000 pesos, which comes out to $450. And the second one was 8,500 pesos, which comes out to $425. So it's a significant difference because with $225, we can do so much here in Mexico that I think that's the only thing holding me back from making this decision. I personally need some sort of nature in my world, and the first one definitely had that. And as far as decor, I like both, but I feel like the first one, it's ready for us. The second one, I would do a couple of things too, which would require money, which might end up making it balance out. Okay, so we decided. I texted her, and I told her which one we preferred. We also had to go back and check to see what was included in each. Now, there's some things that I just didn't think of asking until after. So now that we're clear on which one we want, she sent me the paperwork that she requires. So she asked me for a bank statement as a proof of income. She asked me my profession, how I acquire my income, and a passport picture. As far as payment, this place that we had chosen required 1 month deposit and the first month. And according to her, the deposit is fully refundable at the end of our stay as long as we don't break anything and as long as everything is in order. As for her, I had asked her at the very beginning of our communication what was her payment, and she said that she didn't take a payment from us. She gets her cut from the person renting out the apartment. So today we got up, we had breakfast, and luckily our real estate agent offered to help us with our luggage. So she has a car and offered to take us to our new home in her car versus having to drag all the suitcases on the streets, which if you've seen the sidewalks are not very wide. They're full of rocks and not very even. Hotel was in had a lot of people, so it would have been quite rough. So she asked us to first go to her office so we can fill out all the paperwork, and then she would take us to the apartment. Now, in her office, all we did was discuss the things that we needed. There were a couple of things that she asked me to fill out that I wasn't 100% comfortable with, and she said it was okay that we would just go with whatever I was comfortable with, and then at the apartment they would tell me whether that was enough for them or not. So that's what we did, and then now she's gonna drive us to the new apartment. So we found a place, and check out the view. Yes, that's lavender out my window. Look at the beautiful well. And over there, there's a
photo, BJ. Look how cute that is. What do you think of your place? It's been a long day, so they're not cheerful enough for YouTube, but look how pretty.
If you have any questions about any of the things I mentioned, don't hesitate to ask in the comments. And don't forget to like and follow if you want to see more of our adventures and all the things we learn along the way. Thanks for joining. Bye!